All right, today we are graphing quadratics in standard form, and we're finding the vertex. So we're graphing them from using the vertex. So it's like graphing quadratics in standard form, and then we're using the vertex. So from means it's coming from the vertex. Like this? Where is it? There? Okay, ready? I'm going to try it. Ready? Okay. Daily vlogs. Hi, so what we're focusing on today is finding the vertex first, and then after we find the vertex, we're going to use that to then shape the rest of our parabola. We're going to find the negatives for the left side of our parabola. We're going to find the positives for our right side of our parabola. But finding the vertex first is a trick that makes graphing the quadratic easier. The parabola will be easier by first finding the vertex and then using a table of values to find the rest of the ordered pairs. Let's get started. All right, so that's my first video, so it's like embedded in this, I think. So now we go to the next slide. Oh, it never stopped recording. That's okay. All right, we can work on that. I'm starting on this slide. New, it starts from 0. So, anyways, if you were listening to what I was saying when you were watching my face, finding the vertex first actually saves you time. And right up here at the very top, I want you guys to kind of look at right. Woo! Okay. There is a equation that you can use to find the vertex. Do you remember when I was drawing those red lines down the middle of the parabola yesterday? What was that red line called? Axis of symmetry. So if it was called the axis of symmetry, did anyone notice that it hit right down the middle and it touched the vertex? So what we're going to do is this x equals negative b over 2a. This is a way for you to find the very first ordered pair of your vertex without having to do any table of values. So remember, a is 1, b is negative 2, and c is 3. So let's kind of do a sample practicing how to find the x coordinate of my vertex. Okay, so x is negative whatever b is. Okay. Negative, and b is actually negative 2, right? Over 2 times a. Where have you heard negative b all over 2a? Quadratic formula. So the thing missing is something that you'll learn later called the discriminant. This is like partial quadratic formula right here, but everything weaves together and integrates together as far as the factoring, quadratic formula, and table of values parabolas. So what is my x? What was the math? Which equaled what?
1.
So I have now found the first number in my ordered pair. How would I find my y?
You put it in the equation.
Plug it in, plug it in. Let's do red. Let's get some color here, huh? What do you guys think? Y equals 1 squared minus 2 times 1 minus 3. Okay, what will my y be? 1 minus 2 minus 3. That is my y. So what just happened is I found my vertex from finding my x and also the plugging in of x, and I found y. All right, yesterday I drew this. This is just one of the graphs that we did yesterday. So I talked already about the red dotted line, and that was my axis of symmetry. Okay, do you see how my red dotted line hits the vertex? Can someone tell me what the ordered pair of this vertex is that you're looking at?
1.
1 negative.
Okay, 1, negative 4. Does anybody then remember how I said that the axis of symmetry, AOS, was x equals 1? The reason I bring this up is because this 1 is my axis of symmetry where I drew my line, and it's the first number of my vertex. So the vertex and the axis of symmetry are directly related to each other. So keep that in mind as we go forward. When you know what your axis of symmetry is, you can easily find your vertex, and vice versa. Okay, let's start and do the first problem up there. All right, we get to pick the ordered pairs this time. So what do you think that you guys want to pick? For sure a negative. We talked about that in bell work. For sure a negative. Always in order. And even 3, that's kind of getting large with your numbers. You might end up with something that's like off the graph. Because look at that 9 at the end. This is kind of a... So, first thing I want to do though, before I even do this, is find the vertex. Okay. In fact, oops. All right. Not what I was expecting it to do. Okay. Let's find the vertex, negative b over 2a. So, what is negative b? Negative 6 over 2 times negative 1. Okay, what is that then? Negative 6 over negative 2. What does my first number in my ordered pair of my vertex? Positive 3. So here's what I need you to do. I need you to actually put the 3 right here in the middle. And I'll show you why in a second. Okay, so that's why I kind of tried to erase those blues, but it was a little bit too late. So, blue, or ignore what's in the blue, red, 3 goes in the middle. Now, how do I find my y?
Put 3 in the problem.
Negative 3. Notice that I put the negative in front of the parentheses. Important. Okay. Negative 9 plus 18 minus 9. Ooh. Y equals what?
0.
18 or 0. $18 or 0?
0.
0. Okay, that is my y. My vertex is 3, 0. Mark it on your paper, on your graph. Now, the reason that I put, okay, mark the dot. Sorry, I'll give you time to do that. The reason that I put the 3 in the middle is because I want you to show me the parabola on the left side of the vertex and on the right side of the vertex. So putting 3 in the middle allows me to then choose numbers that are smaller than 3. Like what? What would you like to choose?
1, 2.
Always in order, guys. Always, always, always. Now remember, we're doing the red, not the blue. Now I also want to go on the right side of my vertex. What numbers are bigger than 3?
4, 5.
So what I just did is I guaranteed that I would have my vertex, 2 points on the right and 2 points on the left. And in fact, this starts with a negative, so my parabola is going to be facing downward.
That's smart.
Now we do the math where we plug into our table of values. So go ahead and plug in a 1 and a 2 and a 4 and a 5 and compare your answers to the people at your table. So the fact that my 3, 0 is in the middle with my order pairs that all match up, so let's graph it. 1, -4. 2, -1. And then without even like looking at my last 2 order pairs, I could easily just fill in the other side, couldn't I? Because it's symmetrical. The same thing on the left as the right. Make sure your parabola is curved, not like lines, you know, kind of like an upside down V. You want it to be curvy as much as you can. You know, do your best. Okay? All right. We need to the next one, just for time purposes. So, now we start getting into the whole find the x-intercept, find the y-intercept, vertex, da-da-da. We're going to find the vertex first. That's the whole purpose of this lesson. Find the vertex first. Don't go trying to plug in random ordered pairs right now for x. Find the vertex first. A is 1, B is -4, C is what? 0. X equals -b over 2a. 4 over 2. X equals 2. I'm halfway done. I'm putting it in the middle because I want to gauge and make the rest of my parabola on the left and on the right match up. Now I need to find my y. I find my y by plugging this 2 into my original OG equation. Four minus 8. That's my vertex. Mark it on your graph. 2, -4. And put it down here where it says vertex. Hey! Everyone stop what you're doing for a second. If my vertex is 2, -4, what's my axis of symmetry line?
2.
Oh, look who's smarter than me. Good job, guys. I'm glad you made that connection. That was so perfect. All right. Is this going to open up or down? I don't even want to finish the table of values. Is it going to open up or down? How do you know it's up? It's a positive x squared. A is positive. A is positive. You'll see this in the future, guys. A is greater than 0. So it's going to be up. And when things open up, the parabola opens up, does that mean it has a max or a min?
Min.
Because it bottoms out, the minimum, the lowest minimum. Okay? I pretty much answered every question except for my x-intercept, except for drawing the graph, right? I got to do that. So now pick numbers that are 2 numbers that are smaller than 2. 2 numbers that are bigger than 2. And go. Start solving. I could even finish the rest of my table of values without even having to do the math because it's always a pattern. It's always symmetrical. The numbers that are on my ordered pairs on the left side are going to be on the right side. But just for you, I'll show you the math. Why not? And graph it. 0, 0. 1, negative 3. There's my vertex. 3, negative 3. It's exactly the same. Oh my gosh, it's symmetrical. Connect the dots, la 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 la. There's my music for this video. Okay, what's my y-intercept? Where does this graph cross the y-axis? 0. Put that in for y-intercept. What are my two x-intercepts? Where do they hit? 0 and? Okay. What do you think? So, you know what this is? This takes a lot of time. Notice every problem is a good like 4 or 5 minutes, right? I get it. I got it. Okay. Let's do some basics real quick. Because you do have tonight homework. There's really only 7 problems to graph. Okay, here we go. Find the vertex first. A is 1. B is negative 6. C is 10. Vertex. X equals negative 6. Find that first. Over 2 times 1. I found that my x equaled 3. My y, however, (3, 1) is my vertex. I can find a lot of information now on my little key features down there, you know. Like my axis of symmetry. It's going to cut right through the vertex, straight down. It's 3. Is this going to open up or down? Up, because it's a positive A. When things open up, is that a max or a min?
Min.
Minimum, because it bottoms out. There's a low point. Oh, and my vertex found that. 3, 1. You need to pick the 2 numbers that are directly lower than 3 and the 2 numbers that are bigger than 3. Okay? And at your own pace, you can start solving. Gosh, once I find my first 2, I can just copy them down because they're going to be the 4th and the 5th. Why? But there's the work to show it and prove it. You do not have to do the rest of the ordered pairs. I think that you should use a shortcut. Wouldn't you like to use a shortcut?
Yeah.
Instead of making a table of values and like not knowing that you could work faster? 1, 5, 2, 2, 4, 2. Obviously, if your parabola looks all janky and weird, then that means that you did something wrong. But I'm pretty sure that you'll be able to figure out quickly. Oh, yeah, that doesn't look right. I need to check. As long as you do all of your X's in order, no skipping numbers, nothing, perfect order, you will get a pattern with your Y's all the time. X-intercepts, there's none. It never hits. But it hits my Y-intercept, I don't know. How would I find it? My Y-intercept, we talked about it yesterday a little bit. What is the ordered pair of a Y-intercept always? 0, comma. So why don't you plug in 0 up here? Or you know what you could do? Just watch me do the math and then copy it off me.
Oh, yeah,
Guys ever done that before?
yeah.
Yeah. 0, comma 10. Whoa, way up there. Anyways, my Y-intercept is 10. Phew! Craziness, right? Your job is to do 1 through 10, but 7 and 8 and 9 are 8 and 9 and 10 are not graphing. You're only really graphing 7 problems. Okay? Oh, I'll take a video to say goodbye. How about that? All right, ready? An end song, what should it go like? It's all like blurry. Okay, ready? I hope you enjoyed the lesson today, and I have to think of a theme song, and I will, don't worry. Homework is 1 through 10. Bye, guys. Grandmath, grandmath.
Got the nose. Wasn't trying to be funny, dude. I'm the tongue and the teeth.